we should be back. I'm in a tree. Alright, that's very weird. Also, background music for the stream is Stream Cafe Tulip Season. I normally, you know, swap between the two. Alright, there we go. Stream is there. Alright. Hopefully it's not too laggy on secondary device. They are working on... Where am I? I don't actually know where I am. We were traveling with Singy last time we were. Ah yes. You know what's strange? The patterns of flowers in this, you know, Avius server. But we're back on Minecraft Avius after a long time. I'm still fully equipped. Very surprised that, you know, I'm still, you know, here. Still here after so long. I did take a big break from the server, but that was just because I kept getting sick. And willpower goes down when you're sick, so trying to do stuff, you know, was annoying, so I normally just kept stuff that I'm able to do fast and easier. I need to actually figure out where home is. Home's this direction. Wherever 00 is, that's basically home. So let us go and make our way over and get back home. So if we walk in this direction, we'll probably find home. I do also have my heater on. It's a little bit, you know, well, not a little bit, it's very chilly now. My window just seems to, not, like, the seal of it, like, you know, the rubber that they normally put in between, you know, windows, is very bad. I think it's, like, fully rotted. Just because of how cheap, you know, it is. And that is really annoying, I tell you. That is really annoying. I'm glad I have some pork chops, I tell you. Makes this a little bit more easier. Hello there, bee. How's it going? Ah, it feels nice being on Avius, I tell you. I forget that, you know, can't break that. Can't break that. You know, it's still a thing. You know what, I do hope that Avius does get like an update at one point. But the thing is, no one, you know, plays it that often. That should be the far side. Singy, shouldn't it? So if I head that direction, I should find home. I forget about all my equipment that I have. It's been ages, I tell you. We had that little tiny conflict, I tell you. It wasn't really a conflict, there's still that pot of 10. Still. No one's claimed it. Well, I'm not playing for 5 hours just to get that pot. I would donate if I had any, you know, thingy. But I do kinda, you know, still hope for a revival of Avius. It's a big hope, but at the same time, you know, it's still a fun server, you know. I know it's not gonna be that. But I think the one thing that's kept the server going is that it's the hardest server to hack. Because you cannot use cheats on the server. Because the server has that you cannot break, you know, certain stuff. Level 3 zombie. That is very weird, the hitbox is a little bit broken there. Don't really have the gear for that. I really need to get a mending book for my backpack. Well, not backpack, elytra. Oh, that's a zombie? I saw that was that thingy there. Okay, so I'm a little bit off track. Home is somewhere that direction. I don't really have a thingy, so home should be this direction. Our journey home's probably gonna take the longest. We were kind of just adventuring out here. I do wonder if my home's safe. The thing about my house is that there's really nothing to take. Oh, I was actually thinking about bringing back the, what do you call it? Server shenanigans, where we, or server reviews, where we go back and play a bunch of different servers. And you know what? I think that would be a fun time. I want to go adventure more servers. I will still have like favorite servers to come back to, like Avius. Obviously I'm going to be coming back here for ages. But I will also say, if I find another server that's pretty good, I'll probably play that as well as Avius. But the server reviews are probably going to be, you know, one or like 3, you know, individual parts to them, so that we can explore the server fully and just enjoy ourselves. I think that'd be a nice time. I'm actually planning on playing one of the oldest servers. Definitely not playing 2B2T, you know. I don't think I would be able to survive that, plus the wait time sucks. And I'm not doing that wait time. And I'm not buying that stupid free game pass to get through a queue. That's one server that I would probably never play. I played the Mr. Beast server before, you know. He's not a really good guy, you know. He's a very bad guy. But I played that server before, you know, everything went down with that. And, you know what, that wasn't a too bad server. People kind of forgot about it. It was underfunded, it had too many players, it was really anarchy. But now that, you know, it's been funded and people played on it again, I think it's died out again. I'm pretty sure it's died out again from the last time that I played it. But, you know, it's not really anarchy server anymore, to be honest. Really being honest there, it's not really anarchy server no more. Yeah, there is no rules, but at the same time, it's really just dead. And that's what I'm gonna say. Don't even think there's... Sorry, I was wondering what that was there. I don't even think, you know... I don't know how many players play it. I'm saying it probably has a few hundred people playing it. And that's pretty stereotypical for an anarchy server, depending on its age. Like, you know, 2B2T gets, you know, a few thousand or something, a few million. I'm not sure. Not sure. So depending on its age, you know, and how good it is, it'll probably have more players, but that server's definitely got like at least a few hundred. Or under a few hundred now. That is a charged creeper. Not bad. Also, it's not my fault. I'm gonna sleep eventually. I can't take full damage or I'll become slow. This is starting to become more home-like. That's what I'm saying. Hug the wall, hug the wall. Okay. Yeah, we're eventually getting there. We have to go this direction. We're getting a little bit off track. Ooh, emerald. It's not deep slate emerald, so it's not important. Did I see a house there? I thought I saw a spruce structure there. I got so curious. No, it's just my imagination. I think it was just, you know, the dirt behind it kind of gave it that, you know, dark brown kind of look. Hey. There's lava there. Yeah, that's home lava, isn't it? I forgot how far I travelled. Also, I have a terrible stomach, you know that now. So if I end stream at any point, it's probably because I need, you know, the toilet, if I'm being honest. It's either, you know, too achy or it's, you know, just not wanting to agree with me. Not wanting to agree with me. Onwards, gang, onwards. That is a lot of zombies. We're a little bit off track now. You can actually see that there is some kind of human activity around here. Don't know how long ago. There's some. We'll swim across here. There's some kind of light down there and it kind of looked like a ginormous goldfish. Oh, there's a village. Very good sign that. Yep. Whee. Perfect. Yeah, I know that village. That's the village with that platform that stands out that way. We just head over this mountain, we should be back home. Surprising I still remember little details like that. We actually came here multiple times actually. Actually turn in morning very soon. We could try and sleep for the night. There we go, it's morning now. That also gets rid of those thingies. Someone's box to get through the night. We should find the bridge over the river very soon. You can also see someone's little block placements out here. I tell you, there's these little tiny flies, I tell you, that have just been annoying me for like the longest time because they love the heat from my monitor. Like they can disappear for like ages, like a few days you won't see them. Bam! I turn on my monitor, they love the heat from my monitor for some reason. Plus I also have the heater, so I was thinking to go into like hibernation every once in a while because my room can get, you know, deathly cold. Just looking out over here. Should just be over this area here. Oh, ow. You know, I don't seem to be taking as much damage as I thought I would be taking from fall damage sometimes. Sometimes it's bugging and sometimes it's just, you know, brutal. That's what we'll say. Now if any of you want to play the server, it will be linked into the video description if you're watching this on YouTube. So, if you're interested in the server, you have to pick between 3 classes: woodcutter, miner, or farmer. And each of them have their own, you know, problems and pros. Oh, look at that. Oops, sorry about that. That's ancient. Looks like a village tried to spawn here, or someone decided to take down the entire village. Wouldn't surprise me. It is like semi-anarchy, the server, now that I think about it. Because there really is no mods online that often. And if there are mods online, then it's, you know, for some reason. Because they're normally not online. A lot of them don't actually do much now because they're inactive. Though we do have the main mods that we do know that are very active. There are some people that are, you know, jumping on every once in a while. It's kind of like a dead period. It's becoming winter and, you know, you had Thanksgiving in America, you know, not that long ago. So, a lot of people had that going on, so they weren't able to play the server. Need to go that direction. Should really be using my bed to my advantage, if I'm being honest. Hopefully it's not too laggy on your views, because, you know, they were doing some internet, you know, cable work, I tell you. And it really sucked because, you know, yesterday the stream was just, you know, stuttering on secondary device. But it was working perfectly fine, you know. It's just, you know, for some reason it was stuttering, and I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why. It's because we're working on the cables. That is a trident. Move fast! Move fast! That's an insta-KO. I am not down to a trident. Tridents are like, you know, so scary. So scary. Luckily we did avoid it there. I just hear that one little clang and I'm instantly on guard. But we should be coming over the hill back home. Hopefully nothing's been touched too much. I did hate that, you know. Terrible person. That's what I will call them, terrible person. Like they were trying to pick a fight and then they kind of just gave up with the server because, you know, you can't break a certain thing, you know, and it's boring. That was kind of basically their whole point, you know. Oh, I cannot break this podzol. That's actually very, you know, annoying that you cannot break podzol. I have to wait till I get to farmer for that. Can't break this tree yet. I do need to work on my wood cutting class skill so that I can cut down more varieties of trees and get more XP for it. Also get better axe. Sorry about that. Alright. Oh. Oh. Dang, fly went up to my nose there. I tell you, I can be sleeping, huh? And if it's like warm enough that they're, you know, active, I'm just like sleeping there and then they try and come up your nose. It's like 4 or 5 of them. I keep, you know, ending them off. But it always turns back into just 4 or 5 of them. And these 4 or 5 are like the most mischievous flies you can ever have. Because they will not, like I can almost tell them apart, you know, now. Because it's been that long. Like they're just mini flies, you know. Eventually I will kill them because I did kill like one of them. But then I don't know where this other one came from because I opened up my window, I tell you, and one big fly flew in. And it was like the most annoying fly ever. I don't know if I've actually gotten that fly yet. It's like this one singular fly and it's like, you know, annoying because you can be sleeping and then it just crawls on your arm. And I'm like, spider, but no, it's just fly. Hate when that happens. That seems like Plains home. Is that Plains home? Does look like a structure out there. Is that one of my structures or? No, that's a floating structure. Not sure where that's came from. Maybe someone's towering up. Some people like to tower up while breaking the blocks underneath them and then jump off so that they get the full maximum fall damage. But I do not think... You know what, that might actually be that. It does kind of look like that. Checking PC warmth, it's alright. Like I need to, you know, check my own heat and then check, you know, my PC's heat because I have my heater on in the background and I don't want to heat up too much. But I have to, like, you know, get that kind of little middle ground. Middle ground's great because it means it's not too hot, it's not too, you know, humid. And then that's like, I hate when they touch my thigh. It is like, you know, the most disgusting feeling, I tell you. And they always do it on purpose. You know what, I clicked M for a map there. I've gotten too used to, you know, Far Cry 5. I'm a little bit off track now. I think if I head this direction, I'll be back home. Yeah, I'm going the same way that I just came. I think I actually do recognize this area from just exploration. The thing that I do want to do is actually, well, not just myself. I want Minecraft Mike, the owner of the server, to save the world. Not for like, you know, singing it, but to try and find all of the like base locations to like showcase like, you know, what people have done in a certain amount of years. Not like any of the hidden bases, but like old abandoned bases. I like seeing, you know, old abandoned bases. But I tell you, the problem with this is that you have no map. And that's kinda like the problem. Like a World of Elden, if any of you have played, you know, on that server, they're currently going through, you know, a re-singing of the entire world, so that server, you know, it has a map. That's a pretty nice... Well, actually, I downloaded a map, so no, they don't have a map, but you know what I meant. I guess I could, you know, install a map for this. Why did I never think about that? Why did I never think about installing a map for Avius? It would be, you know, a lot easier. You know what, I might have to do that soon then. But I've known, like, you know, a bunch of servers that just have, like, you know, public maps that you can just look at. Yeah, people like to keep stuff hidden, but, you know, a lot of those servers have anti-grief and stuff, so they can reverse a lot of problems that occur. I will probably have to sleep soon. We're at 21 minutes and we're still not back home. But it seems like home region. This seems like home region. How you doing, PC? You getting a little bit warm? Alright. I'll just open up my window because I have to balance up the heat and the coldness at how. But also get rid of the humidity. Because, you know, humidity building up on, you know, PC fans or like, you know, fans altogether sucks, I tell you, because you have to go and clean it all. I need to clean my PC's fans soon. I'm kind of just holding off on that now. I'll go with like a Q-tip and slowly go over it all. But also, if you're cleaning your PC, wait like, you know, a few days and then clean your PC. And the reason for that is you want to get the static shock out of the PC. So you have to wait like a, you know, couple days before, you know, it's fully gone. You don't want to accidentally shock your PC. And don't keep it in, you know, don't keep it plugged in while you're cleaning it. That's another hazard. Because some people like to move the fans while they're cleaning, or use, you know, the air cleaning. And that's like, you know, very deadly, if I'm being honest. Because it can spark into fire. I'm dead. I've just lost my entire stuff. I've just lost my entire stuff. That is all my, you know, goods gone. Well, I'm back home, but, you know, I'm back home without any of the stuff that I actually needed. So 500 I'll probably go to. Probably I have to travel this direction. $500 this way. No, that way. Go up. Yeah, nothing's really been touched around here. I'll zoom in and see if there's any, like, you know, crucial details, but to be honest, nothing's really been touched. I know Jamrock has not really played on the server that much, you know, recently. Because I've been, you know, playing on a different server, plus... Was this hole always here? Guess I totally forgot. Get! 500 this direction. Need to get my stuff back, but it is like going to be absolute pain to do so. I should have looked for a elytra in the base. I wish it would actually give you coordinates of your death. That's one thing that I really hate about the server, is that you die, you lose all your stuff fully. And it's really annoying, that detail. I'll just head down to avoid the zombie. I do actually need to head that direction to my left. The problem is I am starving. I need to try and find food. And also avoid skeletons from spotting my big head. This is probably like a cliffside that died, you know. Why are you going into negatives? I want you to go up. Ow. I'm gonna die here, aren't I don't want it to go to negatives. You absolute garbage of a game. You want it to do something that you want it to do, and then it can't even do that. I just want to find my stuff and get out of here. But it's all the way up into the negatives now. Now I have to go backwards. Like this. Just to try and find my stuff. Poop! I could possibly die here. I would love some food, but I can't harvest it. There's a baby zombie. I don't have enough run speed for that. My only chance is just to go up block by block. I'm out of hunger, so I can no longer run. So I need to go this direction. This looks like the cliff that I could have died on. Can't jump in third person, I tell you. It has to be somewhere around here. It was like 500 something. I'll check at the bottom, see if there's any stuff over here. I'm dead. Again. You know what, I don't care. I lost everything. Every single thing that I had. And I fell off the thing again there. I was trying to stay on the path there, but you know, went right. Well, we gotta go and, you know, explore around, see if there's any changes. Does not look like there's any changes. Dang fly, get away! Trying to get rid of the stupid fly. Does not help that I'm starting to sweat. Wait 1 second. Perfection. Well, let's us head back home. Doesn't look like anyone's been home for quite some time. Big tree still there. Marked that tree ages ago. Still all here, the signs. From the early days of the server. I had my little hidden bit right here where I hid all my cobblestone, and someone x-rayed it and found it. Doesn't seem like anyone's been around here for a little while. Hello there, bunny. How's it going? Yeah, it just does not seem like anyone's been around this bit. Trees are not fully grown. So someone either harvested it or not harvested it. Not sure. I'll head down the floor. Very empty today. Donkey, horse. Where's tequila? Sunset. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, our stuff is still in here. I have some spare fireworks. So at least that's a plus. I'll eat some baked potatoes. There we go. And we'll just go on a little bit of a wander. See what's been going on in the server. I know some people were active after I, you know, had left for so long. I'd seen, you know, the server listing, you know, every once in a while when people joined. It wasn't too bad at all, it was not too bad. Really hate this a little bit, we really need to bring it out and then bring it down. Like bring it up to there and then over here. That would be so much smoother. The trees are still there. I did really want to do a lot of building around here, but the problem is, you know, I wanted to recruit a lot of people to build with me. But the problem is, there's not many people on the server. And a lot of them have, you know, a lot of real life stuff going on, like jobs or, you know, other stuff going on, families. They're not as young as they used to be, that's what I will say. I do kind of miss, you know, early days, I tell you. I remember day one playing the server. I remember watching the server before I ever played on it. The early Avius. Problem is I barely remember it because Shrine to Frankie the Foul, Conqueror of Avius. Sacrifice something to sell your soul. I don't want to sell my soul. My soul's probably worth more than you. Anything under there? Huh? Nothing. Thought it would have been like a hopper or something. Oh, time to get rid of this. Don't think Frankie's been on in a long, long time, so best to get rid of Frankie's throne. Actually, I know where he got this mud from. He didn't even go to get, you know, this stuff. He stole this from the little bit over there. Free mud. As much as you need. I could just go like this. Bam. Need to get rid of those, you know, vines. Oh god. Perfect. Yeah, I should probably just get rid of these as well. No vines. You know, he must have been on the server for quite a bit then. Because, you know, vines, you know, take a long level up to get. Oh, what's that? Stone. I see, you know, stuff on the ground and I always think, like, someone's used it as a marker for something. Cave. Well, that's that cave location. Seeing if we hit any of this, you know, stuff down here. He must have left the server quite a long time ago. I never see him in the, what do you call it, singers that often. He didn't really conquer anything, you know, the server was already dead by the time, you know, it came on. I'm trying to bring life back into it. Last thing we need is like a conqueror. I like the, you know, detail of that. Avian faith. Oh, thank you for the check-in. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe, Starfluff. Taking a little bit of a hydrate there. I'm very surprised on how, you know, a lot of the stuff has been left untouched on the server. I do want to bring more life into it because, you know, I really like the class system of this server. It's really nice. Yeah, I'm doing safe. Just soaking dishes before doing them. Alright. Oh, there's Tequila Sunset. Tequila Sunset's great. But hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. See you all. And remember to hydrate as well. Remember to hydrate. I'm just having a little look around Avius today. We did die and I lost all my, you know, elytra and my diamond armor in some place 500 blocks from here. 500x, 500y. Is that right? Z, 500Z. Kinda sad that, what do you call it? See the devs who built the, what do you call it? Clear my throat a little bit there. The devs that built the, you know, actual stuff in their game. I'm very sad that Elysium, use these like AI art now. Did you hear that? That was a big bang. Is someone hunting at this time of the night? I don't think so. It's not hunting season, I don't think so. I closed my window for a bit, gang. I don't know what that was, but that was like a gunshot. Something like bang. I tell you, there's a little frame rate drop in certain bits of, you know, the main city. So it just slows down ever so slightly and then it's like super fast, super smooth. I'm kind of sad that, you know, there's nothing been going on, you know. I come back after so long and bam, nothing's really happened. Apart from Frankie building a throne to himself. A ruler of nothing. Really is foul. Just reminds me of, is it Nurgle? That guy, the big, bloated, disgusting guy. Alright, let's eat some baked potatoes. You know what, I should go see the farmstead. See if anything's happened over that way. Should have placed this mud back down there. I'm just enjoying my time, just wandering around Avius. I don't have a bed, so if it turns night time, I'm kinda doomed. Pretty sure I could find a bed somewhere. Really not replanting the crops? You know what, I'm pretty sure that Frankie was a farmer. I'm so sure of it. Because I think it's a class that you need to dig. Yeah. So he had to mine all that, you know, mud himself. I find that hilarious. Seeing as there's any bed here. Oh, there is a bed here. I guess I'll sleep in a... I can't remember who this place was. Like Fox something? Kitchen something? I'm not sure. Something I tell you. Something. Should be on the site. Just Fox, that's it. Oh. Gonna make my way through all that bamboo. I'm kinda disappointed that there's nothing really been going on. It just seems so empty. You know what, I am wondering, has anything been built inside Singy? I remember he built like a makeshift throne inside my place. Thankfully I take my glasses there. But even after that, you know, he was kind of like a very, you know, terrible, you know, stupid person, to be honest. Like, to be honest, it was kind of idiotic, you know, what he was doing. He was basically trying to do, like, you know, a Dream SMP kind of thing, you know. That's what I would say. Just force everyone into roleplay as well. When barely anyone played. He was trying to conquer for his satisfaction. The only thing that he would have gotten was nothing. Nothing, that's what I'm being honest with. Nothing. I don't even know what he did on the server. You know what, I might actually take a trip over to the city. The biggest city on the server. Not as active as it used to be, but you know, it still is the biggest city on the server. I think it did get its spawn protection back, or I'm not sure. We need to continue it all the way along the entire mountain. I built all of these, like, you know, little platform bits, and I really wanted to make this a, you know, a flourishing place. I wanted to get like a lot of people going, you know, around here. A hub. That's what it basically was. It's not really a home, this area. It is kinda home, but it's not really home. I planned on building my home, you know, probably around the time that I would leave the server, but that has never happened. And so, here I am, still in a mountain city. I don't even have binoculars, and I'm annoyed by that. I keep wanting to zoom, and I can't zoom because my binoculars are somewhere on a mountain, I don't even know where. Let me put that there. We don't want... I'm pretty sure if I stay out of that region it would stay there. So maybe someone can go and retrieve my stuff or put it in a chest for me. It's like one elytra. It's not really worth it. Diamond armor can be replaced. So my pickaxes. Poop. I forgot about my pickaxes. I think I had my shulker box on me as well, so that kinda also sucked. I lost a lot of goodies, that's what I'm gonna say, I lost a lot of goodies. Now, do I take the road to Singy, or do I take the ice highway? That is really like the possibility there. I could make it super fast, or just take my time. Hard decision there. Well, I want this episode to have, you know, a lot of stuff in it, but the problem is there's not a lot of stuff going on. You know, I kinda do hope for a, what do you call it, revival of the server, but with a new map. I don't know if I would play on it as often. Like, I've dedicated a lot to this, you know, world, and kinda losing all that progress, you know. But I do kinda feel like it would probably be for the better, if I'm being honest. It would kinda be for the better, a new map. It would bring in a lot of new, you know, new players to the system. The system does need an overhaul, if I'm being honest. It is really, you know, has a lot of rot in it. Like, certain stuff I feel like I should be able to break. But I do understand that it's supposed to, you know, get people to cooperate with each other. But it kind of also has the opposite effect. People just kind of hoard to themselves. And just wait till they get to the, you know, next job, you know, next class. So that's kind of like the problem, I tell you. But if I do get more people to play on the server, that would be great. That's always been my dream, you know, to bring at least some life to the server. And we did actually do that with, oh, I can't even remember the name. Can't even remember the name. Crafting table bench thing. Also, it seems like we're walking on the road there. Onwards, gang, onwards. Sorry, I'm just admiring the view. I'm just admiring the view, that's why I went quiet there. There's just something about this server. I don't know how to describe it, to tell you. There's just something about it. The server that, you know, was once full of life, just exploring it over and over and over again. It's kind of like, you know, reading a book over and over again. You know a lot of the pages already, you know all the twists. But it's still nice to go and look over it. So I'm just enjoying my time, you know, on the server. I don't know what our goal would be. Someone's harvested that. That is odd. Someone's made their way to Singing then. Because the way that it pops out, it would have been from the right. So someone had clicked it and then it bounced to the left. Out onto the path. and they're just not picked up. So someone was venturing out here, they needed some food, grabbed it, and just continued on the way. So we see any more bushes about it, we understand that they were still hungry, but without any of those... Ooh, a little bit lag there. Oh, a little bit lag there. Strange, that. Oh, secondary device has given up on me. What has happened? Oh, user catching up on secondary device. It's very glitchy. I do not you. Okay, I should be back now. That is very odd. Hopefully it's still going. I do see that I'm speaking in the bit that I blacked you out. But yeah, it does seem back to normal. I don't understand what that was. Maybe yeah, it's probably just because the internet wires are getting worked on, or they're getting battered by the weather now. Kind of like the worst timing to do that because, you know, a storm came in. So it was really annoying that. Rip eyes. So I guess something named Eyes died here. Inks was here, and that was Jamrock, I'm pretty sure. I still call them Jamrock, I don't understand why. I know they liked being called like Inks or Ink's Feather, but for some reason I still call them Jamrock. I do plan on jumping on to World of Elden once the server's up. Probably given a few days, you know, that's what I would do before joining. Do not unleash. Horse. These horses are still under siege. I'm seeing if there's any work being done. Doesn't look like there's been any work being done. Why, this was supposed to be mine, Bob. Graveyard stuff. The good old church. Look, like they took so much of this land out, if I'm being honest. They took so much of it out. I might also end off in like a few minutes now. We have been at this for a little while. This was a new player's stuff. They must have jumped from the tower. Because... or they starved to death. No, they had food on them. They had plenty of bread. How did they even get up there? I don't see how they even got up there. That is a creeper. Let's get out of here. Due to the spawn protection kinda being muddled up recently due to the person who owned this land kinda just leaving, it's kinda just enabled mobs to be spawning here in certain areas where they should not be spawning. A lot of that's still there. That's actually very important material. Rare material, I would say. You know what, I would love to take over the city and just continue it. But at the same time, I kind of feel like it's been here that long, keep it as a historical thing. But then I kind of feel like nostalgia can be bad for you. Can be bad for you. There's my house up there. I built that house so long ago. So long ago. The first official town on Avius. There's Singy's house. Yeah, I don't think anything's been raided from this area, to be honest. A player died. I think they must have went to the nether or something, I'm not sure. Someone new came on the server, don't know when, don't know how long ago, but they were here. Also, I am probably going to have to end off because I need the toilet. So, don't know why I got spectral on me. So, hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Need to keep the vitamins, very important. And very see you next time. Bye bye.